Good day, people. Hope this message finds you well. Today's message is on why narcissists isolate their victims. Again, why narcissists isolate their victims. And before I go any further, I'd like to take a moment to say hello and welcome to all of you. If you're new here, I go by the name Inspired Seeker, and on this channel, we discuss spirituality, personal development, and narcissism. So if any of that appeals to you, or if you feel called to, then by all means, join us. And I promise you will not regret that decision. Okay, so now that we have that out of the way, let's jump into why the narcissist isolates their victims. As we may know, or as we discussed previously, guys, narcissists love to have control over their victims, or at least think that they do, all right? And this is the exact reason why they blow smoke in your face in the form of love bombing, all while applying the hook, okay? So they could trap you into a position where you're not able to leave them. Essentially, they want to have you all to themselves. We know about their selfish nature. We know about their self-centeredness. So they want to trap you into a position, or rather, let me say, they want to hook you into a position where you're not able to get away from them, right? So they can have full access to you. And now they may do this in the form of marriage, or even a proposal, or they may do this in the form of pregnancy, or they may do this in the form of a business arrangement. They may do this in the form of some kind of long-term contractual agreement that will prevent you from getting away from them and ultimately give them full access to you. Okay, so once they've done all of this now, then they can manipulate you into a position where they could play puppet master. Okay, they manipulate you into a position where they have the upper hand, and now they could push your buttons at will, right? They could pull your strings at will. Okay, and this is exactly why they want you to themselves, because they don't want anybody else to know about their dirty deeds behind closed doors, right? They don't want nobody else to see what's happening and say, hey, there's something wrong with that situation, right? And so this is the reason they isolate you, so they could fully manipulate you, they could fully abuse you, they could fully pour on the toxicity without others being aware of it, right? Now, if you've ever entangled with a narcissist, then you can confirm what I'm saying here in the comment section, right? It starts with the idealization. You meet one another. They may take interest in you, or you take interest in them. They see something that they like about you, or you may have something that they want, right? Something that they desire. And so they'll idealize the two of you being a couple, or being in some form of arrangement, right? And then from there, they will love bomb you, right? This is what I call the smoke screen. Okay, they will hypnotize you, right? To the point where you're not going to be aware of what their real intentions are behind closed doors, okay? And while all this love bomb is taking place, where they spoil you, they pretend to care for you, pretend to love you to the moon and back, pretend to be it, do any and everything for you, to get you to lower your guard. So underneath it all, they can carry out their true agenda, okay? So at some point in the love bomb phase, that's when they will plant the hook, all right? This is where they will manipulate you into some kind of situation where you'll be stuck to them, okay? This will prevent you from leaving them, essentially. Okay. And like I said earlier, it could be in the form of a pregnancy, a marriage, a proposal, a business arrangement. It could be in the form of many different things, right? But it will be something that they will put in place that prevents you from walking away from them, essentially. Why exactly do they want to isolate you? They want to isolate you so they can have complete control over you. They can have complete control over your time. They can have complete control over your resources. They can have complete control over you and everything that's connected to you, essentially. All right. You and everything you own, essentially. Okay. And this is very typical in a romantic situation, where you got the covert female narcissist. They're very good at this, and they typically employ this when they know that they have somebody that they want to do that to. Okay. So that's the main reason why they isolate you, is so they can have complete control over you and what you do, where you go, and stuff like that, right? They want to be the ones. This is where they're playing puppet master, because they want to be the ones that dictate what actions you should take and what places you should go and who you should hang with and all of that, right? They essentially want to control you, okay? They want to control your finances. They want to control your time, how you spend your time, who you spend your time with. They want to control essentially everything that you do, all right? And so now that we got that part out of the way, let's look at how they actually do this. One way they do this is by monopolizing your time, okay? Again, by monopolizing your time, okay? This is where they will create situations to take up all your time, so you essentially have no time left to either step out of the relationship to do anything for yourself, or maintain relationships with your loved ones or your support network, okay? Because they essentially see your support network or your other loved ones as a threat, right? But by building together and making a bigger connection with everybody, they want to separate you from them, all right? So they can have complete control over you. So what they're doing here now, they're monopolizing all your time. That way you have no time left to be reaching out to folks and maintaining relationships, maintaining communication with folks, and maintaining relationships with folks, all right? And as we know, relationships typically die out the longer there's no communication, okay? So they will create situations to keep you busy, essentially, all right? You become like the hamster on the wheel, okay? You'll be running around in circles constantly. Today is this, you got all these appointments. Tomorrow you working on something here. The next day you working on something here. This. You're always running crazy. And it's all situations that they create, okay? So it takes up all your time. It takes up all your energy. And at the end of the day, you're too tired to communicate with your other loved ones or even build relationships with them. Another way they may do this is by painting people in your support group or people that they see as a threat, people that they don't like or they see as a threat. They want to paint them in a bad light in front of you, okay? So they may gossip about these folks. They may tell you things that are not true about these folks, all right? And these things may be negative or damaging in nature, right? So they'll begin to tell you all of these things about them to make these people look bad in your eyes, right? That way you could say, okay, you know what? Let me step away from these people because they sound like they're drama, all right? Now they have more time with you, right? They have more access to you now. Another way they may do this is by becoming a problem between you and your support network, or your loved ones. Okay, so they may drive a wedge between you and these people. They may disrespect them in front of you. They may start fights with them in front of you. They just become very toxic in a situation where these folks are around. That way, there will be a problem between you and these folks. Okay, so they will drive a wedge between you and them to separate you so they can have you to themselves, essentially. They may act in a way where these folks wouldn't want to connect with you anymore because it will feel as if the narcissist has a problem with them being around. Okay, the narcissist will throw a tantrum every time these folks are around. All right, or they may start a fight with them, or they may even disrespect them. All right, every time they're around, to make these folks uncomfortable, essentially. Okay, so in essence, they will say, okay, you know what? I have enough respect for myself to be treated this way. I'm no longer going to bother with you. All right, so that's another way to strain your relationships, essentially. Another way they may do this is by becoming a pain in your neck, right? Every time you decide to hang out with your loved ones or with your support network, they will guilt trip you. Okay, they'll become a pain in your neck because they'll guilt trip you for choosing to be with your loved ones or choosing to be with your support network over them. Okay, so they know you have plans with your family or your friends or your co-workers or your other support network. They know you have plans, and they will start, before you even leave the house, they will start guilt tripping you. Okay, they may say things like, I can't believe you choosing them over me. Or they'll wait for you to leave, and then they'll blow up your phone constantly, right? They'll call you every few minutes. Where you at? What are you doing? Who's with you? And just keep harassing you to the point where it will look as if they want to babysit you, all right? And all that they're doing at that point is guilt tripping you for leaving them or for not taking them with you, okay? They will make you feel like you are a bad person for wanting to hang out with your family without them for only one day, right? Or for wanting to hang out with your friends without them, okay? Or for wanting to hang out with your support network without them, okay? So they may call you constantly, text you constantly, blow up your phone while you out with your friends, only to make you feel bad, okay? And then they may say things like, I hope you have fun with them, right? They say these sarcastic comments, all right? All to make you feel bad about leaving them. So in the end, they'll push you so much that you will eventually say, you know what? I'm not even going to hang out with these folks anymore, all right? Because I don't want to listen to this when I get home, right? Or I'm not even going to hang out with these folks anymore because when I get home, it's going to be a fight, right? So you, in that sense, will begin to self-isolate, right? You will become so frustrated with the way they'll be calling you and texting you that you self-isolate because you won't even have fun with your friends or with the folks, right? It will become like you out trying to have fun or trying to do activities with them, and then your phone ringing constantly. You can't even focus on what you're doing with them. So it essentially puts you in a position where you self-isolate, all right? And when you do that, the narcissist is happy because now they have more time with you, okay? So these are all ways that the narcissist may use to isolate you from your loved ones, your support network, your friends, your family, and other group of people who care about you. Okay. And what they are doing essentially is separating you from these folks so they can have full and complete control and access to you, to the point where when they start pouring on the manipulation, when they start pouring on the abuse, there will be nobody available for you to connect with and share it with them. Okay? There will be nobody available for you to say, hey, listen, do you think there's something wrong with this behavior? Okay? So that's what the narcissist is doing essentially, right? They're getting rid of everybody that may seem like a threat, right? Everybody around you that they feel is a threat, that may point out what's going on in that relationship, they want to get rid of them, all right? And they may do it in one of these ways that we went over. Once they've done here now, they feel better because now they have you to themselves. You have no support network. You have nobody to contact. You have nobody to talk to about the way they're treating you. Because once they do this, they start pouring on the abuse. They turn into a totally different person. All right. You be like, who the hell is this now? Right? Because they'll become a totally different person with the way they start pouring on the abuse. They start showing their true character then. All right. So this is why the narcissist isolates their victims, and these are some ways that they do it. All right. If you've been entangled with a narcissist, then you can confirm what I'm saying here in the comments. All right. That at some point in the relationship, they started to isolate you. Okay. They started to isolate you so they can have complete control over you, so they can further abuse you and abuse you and abuse you. All right. So I hope I made it clear enough, guys. If you found value in this, then stick around, because there should be another video popping up to my left or right, or a playlist on narcissism. Stick around and get more information on narcissism. I'll leave this one here. Until next time, peace, love, and more life.